I had about 20 or $30, but a backpack full of food.
That's good.
And so one of my friends found out that I was hitchhiking back, and he goes, "Hey, can I tag along?"
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're shifting gears with author and storyteller, turbocharged Tom Renfro, who brings the road to life in a wonderful book. It is called SAAB Story and the Four Freedoms. Part hilarious travel memoir, part powerful coming-of-age tale. This book takes you on two unforgettable journeys: a 1980s misadventure in the Mexican desert and a cross-country hitchhiking quest for meaning. Whether you're into road trips, freedom, or great storytelling, this one hits the gas on all fronts. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Tom, great to see you here today.
Great to see you, Mr. Crawford. Thank you so much for having me on. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Such a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm a huge SAAB fan. I had a 1998 SAAB S, and it was 5 speeds, and I took it through the Blue Ridge Mountain Parkway and all over. I loved tooling around in that thing. Your car was a bit older, but awesome and provided a lot of adventures. Tell us about your SAAB.
Well, it was my first car, which is unreal because why would you buy such an odd make? Why not just stick with the Chevy or a Mustang or something? But I don't know why I liked it so much. It was just odd. The hood goes up this way. The ignition is down below on the console, and it had lots of room, and it's really quick and agile and fun to drive.
Oh yeah.
The material was nice, but it was the parts that are the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to get that thing fixed was a pain in the butt.
Oh,
No doubt.
oh.
So tell us about your adventures in your SAAB, your trip in the New Mexican desert, or the Mexican desert, actually.
Right. So I have a really good friend that I've been friends with since I was like 12 years old. And he's from Mexico. And he and his family were traveling back down to Mexico during the summer to go and deliver a lot of, goods to all their family in these various cities in Mexico. And Roman asked me if I wanted to go. And it was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And my mother let me go. I'm sorry, that wasn't right. That was another trip. That was the first trip. So I said, Roman, okay, let's go. I said, you drive. And he goes, no, you drive. And I said, Roman, come on, man. This is a SAAB. It might break down on the way. Who knows if there's SAABs down there? And he says, oh, yeah, there's lots of SAABs in Mexico. Don't worry. And so he talked me into driving. And so I got it checked out. And of course, the mechanic says, the alternator is pretty sketchy. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just deal with it when we come to it. If it messes up, we messes up. So we took off. Roman and his family in this giant van, and with all this refrigerators and all kinds of stuff, to deliver to the family. And we're tooling behind. And Roman and I are in the SAAB. And so we take off through Mexico, and we start losing power on the SAAB. And it was like, uh-oh. And so we stopped for lunch, and we checked it out with the Volcanador, Mexican tire fixer and / mechanic. And he goes, yeah, your alternator's bad. It doesn't work. And I was like, oh, great. And so I said, can you rebuild it? Oh, yeah. This is a Bosch alternator, $450 new, back in 70.
Yeah.
This is back in 80s.
Yeah.
So they're like $1,000 now, I imagine, or more. Anyway, so I said, we asked, can you rebuild it? They said, sure, we'll rebuild it. And so we had lunch and nice, relax. And so we take off again. And they're leading the pack and I'm following behind. And the same thing happens 200 miles down the road. And so we go to the next guy and we say, can you rebuild it? One more time. Yeah. All they did was recharge the battery.
Right.
And so we went another 200 miles, ended up in Zacatecas. I was fed up. Roman was fed up. We said, we're going to go the whole rest of the vacation just with the family, right? Had a wonderful vacation, and we're going to pick the SAAB up on the way back. But we're alone now.
Yeah.
And we're only in our mid-20s. We don't have a whole lot of experience. And so we take off back. And of course, the guy says in Zacatecas, yeah, I rebuilt it. It's fine. It'll make it the whole way. So we're in the middle of the night and we're running over tarantulas, running over snakes as we're driving, seeing the snakes in the lights. And it's just one lane this way, one lane this way. And so all of a sudden, the lights start dimming and our souls just went.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, no. And so we, of course, it putters down. And finally, we have 2 tires on the highway, 2 tires on the shoulder. These semi trucks are going by like 90 miles. The whole SAAB is like, woof,
Yeah.
woof. And I said, Roman, I ain't sleeping in here. And he goes, I ain't sleeping out there. And I said, you're crazy. There's no, cones, no nothing. Somebody's going to rear end you. And so he goes, no, I ain't sleeping with those snakes. Those tarantulas. Are you crazy? So he thought I was going to die. Sorry. I thought he was going to die. So I go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. Oh, the sky was just amazing too. It was just, anyway, Mexican desert sky or New Mexican. Anyway, so wake up, bright sunshine, look down the road, and it's straight, completely flat. And so we're like, okay, we see this building way out in the distance. And it's like, okay, well, there we go. So we start pushing the car and we get to the Volcanadore. Now, this is a Volcanadore. But it has a restaurant too, so it's both a shop and a restaurant. Yeah,
right.
So the plan was that we were going to call home to my house, have somebody buy a new alternator from the VW dealership in Albuquerque, send it down to Juarez.
Right.
We're going to go back and pick up our stuff and take a bus to Juarez.
Right.
Get the alternator, install it. Go home, okay? A little side trip to Juarez. Okay, so we do it all. I get on the phone in, I don't know, God, I can't remember the name, Durango. I think it was Durango. And my mom answers. She's never driven in her life. And she's like, what do you need? Like an alternator from the VW dealership. That's where the SAAB dealership is. An alternator. And she's like, what's an alternator? And I said, Mom, just get a pencil.
Right.
Write it down. Alternator. Nobody else is home.
Yep.
So
amazing.
So we go back. The plan is set. We're going to go up and intercept this alternator in Juarez and cross the border without the car, though. So we get to the border. We have no car. We have to friggin', how do you get across the border when you had a car and now you don't have a car? You got to explain it. So the dollar bill explained it to the bride.
Yeah.
He just bribed him. And so they let us go.
Amazing.
And so we get to the Greyhound bus station. And we say, yeah, we have a package. And they bring this little teeny package this big. No, the alternator is like this big.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, so it's like something happened. So we open up and she sent us an altimeter.
Oh, man. Amazing. Amazing. One of the many mishaps, no doubt. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're lucky you're still not there.
What's that?
You could still be stuck in the desert. It's a good thing it's still not there. The altimeter
So
wasn't going to do you much.
no, we started cracking up. Luckily, we had a sense of humor, and it's like, and then Roman had the best freaking idea. I don't know why it took him so long, but I wouldn't have the story if it didn't. He said, "Let's just buy another battery."
Right.
So we bought a new battery. Go back, put it in, go to the next gas station, charge them both up max, go all the way with one battery, change them out, go to the next gas station with the other battery, charge them both up.
Like having an EV vehicle back in the 1980s.
We had a hybrid and we didn't even know it.
Exactly.
It was hybrid.
Amazing. Amazing. That's an amazing story. And lots more nuances to the story. It's in the book. It's great. I think it'd be a terrific movie. Have you ever envisioned this as like a film? I mean, particularly I can see you guys at these old gas stations, at these old diners, trying to figure out your way around.
There's some pictures in the book too, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you get to see some Tamahata Indians that we met on the way, and
Awesome.
some of the different pictures we went. I didn't talk anyway. So anyway, yeah, it was just a fun story. Now, I was a teacher for a long time, so I entertained my kids by telling them stories.
Right.
And so I developed a repertoire of stories. So I've got like 20 more of these short stories. They're not books, but maybe I'll put a bunch of them together every now and then. I don't know.
Well, it's cool that you got a lot of stories. One of the stories you tell in this book is about sticking your thumb out on the road. I used to do that a little bit as well back in my high school years. You took a real long trip. You did a cross-country trip. Why did you decide to hitchhike across the country?
Because the alternative was riding a Greyhound bus for 54 hours.
Wow.
And I did it. And it was torture.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I have the whole summer to get home. My dad sent me $75 for a Greyhound bus ticket. I bought a beautiful new backpack. And this was back in the day when hitchhiking was okay.
Right. Exactly.
It didn't have such a stigma that it has now.
Yeah.
And so my dad and I hitchhiked together all the time. I explained it. And even the book. So he taught me how to hitchhike.
Yeah.
He didn't care. And so I had all the freedom set up in front of me. Yep. So I didn't have any place to be for the next 3 months. Because that's the next semester. I wasn't going back to New Hampshire. I was going to New Mexico. And so I was transferring colleges. So I had all summer to get to Albuquerque. I had about $20 or $30. But a backpack full of food.
That's good.
And so one of my friends found out that I was hitchhiking back, and he goes, "Hey, can I tag along? Let's go up to Montreal from New Hampshire, go down to my house in New Jersey, and then go to New York City for a day. You can see New York City, and then you can go all the way to New Mexico on your own." And I said, "Okay, that sounds great." And so we had a wonderful time in Montreal. We had some adventures, going back to New Jersey. We got to see Eric Gale, who was an old fusion jazz artist in Carnegie Hall one day in New York.
Wow.
And he takes me to the entrance ramp to the highway. And I'm all of friggin' 18 years old. And I'm about to go cross country hitchhiking all the way to New Mexico.
Amazing. Amazing. I can't even picture kids today doing this. I mean, they're just so glued to their phones and their iPads and their computers and all that. It was a different era. We stretched the boundaries. We really explored freedom. When we were 18-year-old, we felt like men. We felt like,
invincible.
Yeah,
you were invincible.
Exactly.
You didn't need any money, need anything. You
Amazing.
could just
Taking a trip like that with almost zero money is amazing as well. Yeah, without a doubt.
So, yeah, I had a ton of wonderful experiences life-changing. This one was this trucker gave me a ride, and this was a tanker trucker. And these things slosh back and forth. And you got the bumps of the road.
Right.
And so you're going like this the whole way.
Yep.
like, these guys earn their money, man.
Yeah.
Because my back was against the sloshing. It was like
Right.
a hammer. Bump, bump, bump.
Amazing.
And he has,
That's why they can't walk by the time they're 40.
they have these seats that are like floating.
Right.
They're really amazing
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he calls up on the CB, back in the CB days. And he goes, anybody going west? And this guy goes, yeah, I need some company. So he pulls up in this Continental Mark IV. This is like the top of the line, you know.
Yep. Beautiful car.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
brand new.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, I've never even ridden in a car this nice.
Right.
And so we start talking, and he's only about 30 or so. And we start talking, and he goes, you know what? I really envy you. I'm like, what? I'm a college hitcher, 18 years
Right.
old. You're completely successful and a businessman, and you're envying me. I said, what? And he is like, I never went to college. I went straight to work after high school.
Hmm.
And yeah, I got everything. Well, he didn't say that. He said,
Right.
yeah, I got a lot, but I missed something. And I said, what'd you miss? And he goes, well, you only got a little time for college to do it right.
Hmm.
There's only a certain amount of time that you got. And once that's passed, it's over.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so you get so much more meaning. And yeah, there was this one part of the book. Let me just real quick. What was it? I chose money over a degree, but I missed the short-lived window of life. If you don't go to college within a year or two of high school, you miss a great opportunity for growth and exploration. You are still innocent and vulnerable, which heightens and magnifies the experiences and lessons learned.
Yeah. Very, very, very true. Very true, Tom. Wonderful. You lived your life. You're still living your life. You're exploring new worlds now on the pages of the books that you have produced and will produce. The book we've been talking about today is just amazing. It'd be a terrific movie or even a TV series. It brings you back to a simpler time and era where you could stick your thumb out on the road and get a ride and take an adventure just about anywhere. The name of the book we're talking about today is A SAAB Story and the Four Freedoms. It is part hilarious travel memoir, part powerful coming of age tale. The book takes you on two unforgettable journeys. We talked about them a little bit here today. Much, much more in the book. You want to pick it up. The links are below this interview. Tom, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Logan, thank you again, man. This is just a real wonderful thing. I have some other books too, so hopefully there's more down in the pipeline.
Looking forward to talking to you down the road for sure. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.